God on this earth, Gary. You see what I'm saying? You gotta understand how special you are and that God made you in his image. So Gary, you love God? Yeah, how do you show that you love God? Yeah. Okay, so how does do you know what the Bible says on how we show we love God? Okay, all right.
The book of 1 John 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
So one thing we gotta understand is that how we show that we love God, right? And what love is in the Bible is keeping of the commandments, right? That's what we gotta understand. Because John 14:15, because we're gonna go back to what Christ said to as well. You see what I'm saying? We gotta find out, what did Christ say how we show we're supposed to love him? Because your kids love you, right? And by them loving you, they obey what you say when you tell them to do something, right? It's the same thing with Christ. You see what I'm saying? Read.
The book of John 14 and verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
You hear what Christ is saying? Christ said, if you love me, you would keep my commandments, right? So now let me ask you, Gary, if you're not keeping the commandments, do you really love God? Exactly, right? No. So now you say you keep the law of Moses. So my question is to you, where's your fringes at? Where your fringes at? Your fringes. Did you know you had supposed to wear fringes? Did you know that? That's in the law of Moses. We're going to get it for you. Read.
The book of Numbers 15 and verse 38.
What we got to understand, Gary, is that a lot of times what our people, what they do, they say, a lot of our people, they say they love God with their mouth, but within their actions, they don't really truly love God. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem with our people today. That's the problem with the churches. The churches are not teaching the people to keep the commandments. You see what I'm saying? But you got the real prophets out here on the street corners to bring the word and the true understanding of the Bible to our people. Read that.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations.
Now, it says to make fringes in the borders of their garments. If you look at the brothers all around, you see fringes. The yellow, gold, those are fringes. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It says in the borders of their garments throughout their generations. Now, when you hear throughout your generations, Gary, what do you think that means, throughout your generation? What do you think that means? For the people that's here, for the people to come. Right. So as long as we're still generating as a people, as a nation, we still having babies, right? Right. Guess what? We're still supposed to keep this law of fringes. You see what I'm saying? And to teach our kids, so the kids can teach their kids and so on and so forth, right? Read.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
And that's why you see a ribbon of blue on the top of the fringe that you see on our shirts. Read.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
And that's the purpose. The purpose of the fringe is so we can look upon it and remember, I got to keep the commandments. You see what I'm saying? Right. I can't smoke weed. I can't get drunk. Right. I shouldn't be out here in these strip clubs or even these nightclubs out here in Las Vegas in Sin City. Right. You see what I'm saying? This city right here, this city is a plot. It is a trap for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right. You see what I'm saying? That's why they promote it so well. Because it's so easy to fall into sin. So that's why you gotta wear your fringes. You see what I'm saying? So you can remember to keep the commandments. Because if, brother, you say, if you're an Israelite and you're not wearing your fringes, how do we know you know who you are? How can you teach somebody else? How can you teach your kids if you're not setting the example? You see what I'm saying? Read.
And do them.
And that's the purpose, is to look upon the fringes and actually apply it in your life. You see what I mean? When you say you're supposed to teach your children, guess what? What are you supposed to teach your kids? What are you supposed to teach them though? Life. The commandments, exactly. That's what you're supposed to teach your kids. You're supposed to teach them the law of fringes. Right. This is what they gotta wear. The dress code for the man and the woman, for the young girls and the young boys. Right. You see what I'm saying? How they're supposed to live, walk. The dietary law. That's your job as a father in the house. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? You can't do that if you're not walking the same path that Christ set before you. Read.
And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes.
And that's the point. The reason why we wear fringes is so we remember that I can't follow my own ways, my own lusts. I can't just do what I want.
Right.
If I say I love God, which love is what? What is love, Gary? The words of the Most High, right? But it's keeping of the commandments. You see what I'm saying? That's what love is. So if we say we love God, we got to keep the commandments. That means I actually got to do it. I got to apply it. You see what I'm saying? Read.
After which he used to go a whore.
Because we used to go off. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened to us throughout history. Moses gave us the commandments out in the wilderness, right? He said, listen, if you keep the commandments, the Most High is going to bless us. We're going to rule this earth. But if we don't, curse is going to come upon our people.
That's right.
Aren't we cursed today? Yes, we're cursed because we want to go after our own lust, our own mind. We want to do what we want to do. You see what I'm saying? But as an Israelite man, guess what? We're held to a higher standard.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? There's supposed to be a God on this earth. Gods don't walk like everybody else. Did you know you're supposed to have a beard and not shave your hair? Did you know that? You knew that. So why do you shave your beard? It is a good question. Uh-huh. Since you got out of what? Prison? Okay. Right. Because remember, if you look at that image right there, that far image, Christ had a beard. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
He got an afro. We was made in his image, so we should also have a beard and keep our hair on our head too as well. You see what I'm saying? Guess what? Remember, earlier you said you keep the law of Moses. Having a beard is part of the law of Moses. Read that.
The book of Leviticus 21 and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
You hear what the Bible saying? The Israelite man should not purposely make baldness. Meaning you shouldn't take a razor and purposely shave off the hair off your head. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of our people do that. You got these rappers and these artists, Michael Jordan, you see what I'm saying? Tyrese. You know what I'm saying? You got all these artists and actors, the upper echelon of our people that purposely shave their hair bald. But guess what? If God tells us as an Israelite man to not shave our head bald, do we truly love God if we do that, if we shave our head? Exactly. You see how simple that is?
Right.
Read.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
Now we shouldn't also shave off the corners of our beard, meaning we shouldn't cut into our beard.
That's
We
right.
shouldn't shave our beard off. That's what the law is talking about. I can see you can grow a beard. You see what I'm saying? I see a little 5 o'clock going on there. You gotta let that thing grow. You're a God on this earth, Gary. You see what I'm saying? You gotta understand how special you are and that God made you in his image. When we do everything, when we start to shave our head bald, guess what? That's a self-hatred right there. That's what that's going into. That means you hate the way that God made you. Do you hate the way that God made you? No. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure you actually let that hair grow. That's what we're supposed to do as Israelite men. You see what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to be a God on this earth. You gotta understand how special you truly are. You're not like regular people that's walking around on this earth, Gary.
Right.
You see what I mean? You're not regular.
Right.
We different.
Right.
Give me Deuteronomy 7:6.
The book of Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
You hear what the Bible says, for thou. Who's the thou? The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Thou art an holy people unto God. God only chose these 12 tribes, which are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today.
That's right.
He only chose them to be a separate people unto himself.
Right.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried? From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.